Well, happy Friday morning, everyone. So, we finally made it. This will be the last day of work for me for 9 days. It's also kind of a last for something else. Well, this phone. Today will be its last outing with me, as past few days it has been going a little insane. If you've noticed, I really haven't been posting quite as much on Twitter or social media. It's because of this guy. This phone has been with me for 3 years. It has been a constant and very faithful companion. It's an LG Stylo 6. I love it. And over the years, you know, taking new phones and getting them the way I want, it's pretty much like getting a brand new computer. I do have a new one already. I've got it on the charger right now. And when I get home, I will be activating it and setting it up. So I'm going to be going dark much of the day. That phone will be turned into sort of like a bit of a miniature tablet solution. Just something to kind of kick around the house with. Nothing serious, but that one's retiring. Three or 4 years, that's a long time to have a phone. I know most people don't have well, even flip phones that old. And they do still make those, I found. And I have considered going back to one just for giggles. But anyway, it's Full Scale Friday. And, yeah. This is what a full scale reading looks like. It's the name of the day. I'm going to get to laying these cards down now. Pardon me if I'm a little out of sorts this morning. Haven't really had that first cup of tea yet. And there's been some little developments here and there, just, you know, stuff we're going to do. By the way, Saturday, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., almost 24 hours from now, we'll be meeting on YouTube. We'll be yakking and chatting and doing all kinds of stuff. Some people we didn't think were going to make it or going to make it, some people we thought would make it, aren't going to make it. It's all very much up in the air right now. So, live stream my YouTube channel tomorrow morning. I'm going to be doing some other setup tonight, so definitely going to be going a little dark. I really haven't been making preparations as I probably should have, but not to worry. Those preps will be made tonight, and probably won't be as active as I usually am, so if you want to join in the festivities, talk to me, let me know. We'll see what's going on. We're going to be discussing all kinds of really interesting stuff like the Satanic Panic, the West Memphis 3. That is a cause I have long supported. And if you're not familiar with what that cause is, you can go to wm3.org. You can read up on it, find out for yourself. By the way, this old guy right here, as I was squatting down to get tarot cards from the shelf today, this old guy decided to get up to his normal antics, and so I picked him up. As I was holding him and giving him a little attention, he decided to climb up onto my shoulders. which caused me to walk around hunched over until I found a place where he would finally use my shoulders as a launch pad. He jumped onto the bed. He's a scream, this little guy. And so he's going to sit right there at our feet, or at least at mine, while we do this reading. So let me tell you about the cards that I got today. And the sinus thing that I really need to fix. So I've got Viking Oracle, Spirit Animal Oracle, Rider-Waite, Oracle of the Hidden Worlds, and of course the runes. And of course I got my cup of tea. I hope you got yours too. If not, then I hope you at least got like a cup of coffee, you know, bottle of water, chocolate milk, whatever it is you drink in the morning. Hopefully it's not soda. This stuff is like super bad for you when you first get up. Alright, that's better. Okay. So let's get into this thing, because I don't want to keep you too long today. Got a lot to do. And I gotta get it done before I head out for work. So let's do this thing, shall we? Starting with you. I'm starting to see this a lot. Letting go of that anger and hatred. You know, I know some people are going out to conventions and stuff this weekend. Some of you have been at conventions all week. And they still have their mask mandates, and their mandates for this, and their mandates for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I've come to. I used to go to baseball card conventions, or baseball card shows they were called back then. And one of the things that we kind of discovered was you could get some good deals at those places. But you could also get ripped off. Let me put it to you this way. If you're going to a convention, if they're selling a book cheaper there than they normally would, you're getting a good deal. If they're selling an item far more expensive than, I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. We're packing around our faithful companions here. We can look up fair market value on things. And if they're selling it for more than fair market value at those conventions, they got a lot of overhead to meet. It's not such a good deal there. Also, conventions tend to be expensive. So I don't hate them for it. I just don't go. Despite the good deals that may be there. Despite all the other stuff that's happening. I just don't go. I know there are some YouTubers like the Critical Drinker just came back onto his channel from being at Tampa Bay Comic Con. Eric July was at a comic book convention and took photos of him and two people cosplaying the same character. They seem to have a lot of fun. Me, I'm broke. I don't think I'd have as much fun. But the other thing is, they're the insistence on these mandates of one kind or another, whether they're mask mandates or you must use this game mechanic no matter what your game is. Yeah, I just let go of any anger I had, and I just don't go. So, and I have no intentions of ever going again, but. There are some conventions that don't do any mandates. If you rent a table and you decide to play a game, guess what? It's played your way. It's your table, your rules. That's how it's really supposed to work. But in any case, no matter what it is, you might be angry about something. Let it go this weekend, because we're being guided by money. And money, though we're in sort of a new moon, we're slowly getting into it. Money's letting us know that time is short. Your time's entirely too short to be angry all the time. And it doesn't matter which side of the aisle it is on any given particular topic. I hope to show that this weekend. But who knows? I'm playing everything in terms of topics by ear. I really hope to have a very lively and very enlightening discussion more than anything. So, you really want to waste all your time being angry at somebody else? Here's what I've noticed. Being angry at a person for the way they play a game, the books they read, the movies they watch, the music they listen to, it's kind of like being angry at me for having a cheeseburger when you're the one on a diet. Get it? I hope so. Anyway, moving on to the spirit animal. The vulture. The vulture comes in, sees a dead body or a carcass of something, and whereas we would avoid it and pass it up, the vulture's like, hey, nothing on that thing's going to waste. Your time should not be wasted either. Maximize the use of it. Get every moment you can out of it. You're going to have this weekend, and if you're one of those like myself who has the weekend off, make good use of it. Watch my live stream tomorrow. And if you can't catch it tomorrow, well, watch the replay. The last live stream I didn't promote it properly, so obviously it was a discussion between Black Ball and myself, and no one else was there. So anyway, let's look at what's going on in your mind. Got a Page of Swords in reverse. We got the Two of Cups, and we got a King of Wands. Page of Swords. We all want to be that hero, right? And we really try to make use of that. But we are woefully unprepared. See, upright. He's prepared. He's ready. Or at least he thinks he is. He's very young. Has a little bit of a naive streak. But in this one, we're unprepared. We're not really looking ahead. We're more in our moment. We're more in our feelings and stuff like that. And that's not a great place to be, but there's good news. Two of Cups with that soulmate card, that soulmate energy going on. This is time to spend with those people. Or that other person. You know something? Soulmates don't have to be people that you fall in love with or you marry. Seriously. One of your best friends could be your soulmate. And in some cases, best friends are just that. Those are people that you will spend your time with, you will spend your energy with, you will gain something very, very enlightening with. They can lift you from a state of unpreparedness to a state of total inspiration. Having control over your creativity, that godlike power that we've mentioned before. Do you really want to waste your time directing all your anger at someone else because you're expending energy you don't have to waste? Or do you want to spend it on someone who will support you in your creative endeavors and support you in that godlike ability? I know which one I would rather do. Honestly, I'd rather spend a lot of it with you, believe it or not. Over here in the physical, we have a Nine of Swords, we have a Magician, and we have a Seven of Cups. If it's keeping you up, if it's keeping you awake at night, it's not helping. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're just suffering insomnia because you're up at night and you're like, you know what, I want to watch reruns of The Addams Family, which is something I have been doing. It's probably not serving you. Those reruns of The Addams Family, they give me a nice little chuckle, give me a giggle. And we're talking the old series. For me, it's kind of like, I don't know, old friends. Old Gomez, Morticia, Pugsley, Wednesday, Ted Cassidy playing Lurch. Every time they pull that noose and the whole house shakes and he shows up, you rang. It's a great time. But that's not what's keeping me up. I usually fall asleep to it. It's a good way to fall asleep. Go to sleep with a good chuckle, you know, a good little laugh. But if you're going to sleep, there was an episode where Gomez said, "Well, we're faced with a very, very interesting. We're faced with a very bad situation. There's only one thing to do." And they said, "What's that?" He said, "Worry." Worry's keeping you up. You know, something else I watched last night was someone posted a video argument, and it was a really good one, that Anakin Skywalker was always Darth Vader. And the long and short of it was that Anakin went from being a slave, along with his mother, initially owned by one of the Hutts and was abused by that Hutt, to being sold to Watto, and of course being abused by Watto as well. And those kinds of things, they stayed with him. And of course, what caused the separation anxiety was Watto always threatening to sell his mother, because they endured all that together. And there was a separation between him and his mother anyway, as he was taken away by the Jedi to be trained, and he went from slave to the chosen one. And Obi-Wan once pointed out that Anakin was a follower of principles, people, not principles. He valued loyalty because he would do everything in his power to save Obi-Wan, because he thinks that Obi-Wan would do the same for him. And Obi-Wan went on to say, "I know, because I would do the same for him." As Anakin is being haunted by visions of losing those he loves, he's seduced by the dark side of the Force to give him more power to save the ones that he cares about. The only problem is it destroys all the relationships he has. And it's because of that Anakin hates himself more than anyone. You know, it was a really good video, and it shed a lot of light on it. Because Anakin really didn't embody this. As much as this is about mastering all of your elements, it's also about surrendering to the will of the universe around you. You know, there's even a Christian adage that says, lay your burdens down, they belong to God. So on and so forth. I mean, there are parallels between just about every religion out there. It teaches us sometimes we gotta let go. Letting go of the fear and the anger, the anxiety. I know sometimes that's a little easier said than done, but it creates a total mastery of yourself. Also, one of the things that it does is, yes, it's going to create, very deep wounds whenever you encounter those bits of loss. But those wounds heal. Rather than creating even bigger ones by turning to something that you know is not good for you. Speaking of which, we have that Seven of Cups. Because this embodies your desire, your will, your drive, your destiny. You know the choices that you need to make. You know which ones aren't good for you. And your project is what's going to be rather important. That project that you have with someone else. You can start to see where attachment starts to come into play. Yeah, I'm definitely attached to this little guy right here. Let's look at the spiritual and find out what's going on. Got an Ace of Cups in reverse. We got a Page of Wands in reverse. But we do have the World. That Ace of Cups is leaving you feeling empty. Boy. That's not a good place to be. Spiritually, this is where you kind of need a little bit of something to fill you up. Spiritually unfulfilled. I'm not liking that for you. So I'm thinking this is a great weekend to get back to that. This is a great weekend to reconnect with that spiritual energy. We had Sawillow, the rune, pop up this week. And that is that's the rune that you need. I think that was our rune of the week on High Notes. That's the revitalizing spiritual energy. And guess what? That's what you need right now. And you're looking at some indecision here. You know what indecision also provides? Instability. Right now, getting stable is going to rely a lot on you coming back to those that, they make you feel fulfilled. They light you up from inside, or at least they support your efforts to be that way. And if they support your efforts to be that way, those are the people you need to be hanging around. You can actually get rid of this card. You can spin it around, or you can help get rid of it. In any case, if that Nine of Swords moment in your physical is still a very real thing, it's probably time to start thinking of those people that really support you, that really back you up, and focus on them. Because right now, this little bit of evil news, and that's what that is. That's a messenger coming to bear bad news. It's also your instability and it's also your indecision, and the instability that comes with it. That's where it's leading. And to be honest, none of you want that. Not one of you. So, you turn these around and you get to this. And guess what? You'll have a nice little change of pace from it, but this is assured success. Let's talk about assured success for just a moment. Assured success doesn't mean it's coming and all you got to do is sit there and wait. It means you're going to have to do some extra, you have to do a little extra work this weekend to get to that point. And pardon me for a minute, we got to get bump situated. There we go. Yeah. But anyway, if you do the work necessary, you let go of all that fear, that anxiety, and all that negativity. Focus on the fact that your time is short. Stop wasting your time. Get back to those people that support you. Look to them. Stop looking at these negative people. These negative people that do nothing but sit there and try to tear everything down just so they can feel built up. Forget them. Cut them loose. Literally, take one of these swords off the wall and cut them out of your life. And never forget the people that support you. I'm going to tell you something about people that support you. The people that support you will tell you when you're screwing up. They will be level with you. Don't let your anger get in the way of that. Because I can promise you. Some relationships, once you destroy them, you can't rebuild them. Get what I'm saying? So this also serves as a little bit of a warning to always remember those that back you up, those that will put you on that throne. Now once on that throne, you have to remember those people. A valuable piece of advice that Mark Calloway, aka The Undertaker's father, gave him was, I want you to remember that the toes you step on the way up are connected to the asses you will have to kiss on your way down. Believe one thing, people, I have seen toes stepped on the way up and on their way back down, which happens very shortly after. Well, they're not even interested in, kissing those asses, and guess what? Unfortunately, it makes the descent even more rapid. So let's uncover some hidden worlds and see what's going on. The relics of Lemuria. So, reclaim some of those memories. Reclaim some of those fragments. Start piecing them together. If you're unsure about anything, this is what you need to remember to help. Suddenly reminded of something Brandon Lee said in The Crow. He said, little things always meant so much to Shelley. I always thought they were trivial. Believe me when I say it, nothing is trivial. Be prepared to not write certain memories off. There are valuable lessons in there that you need for this weekend. In the physical, we have a tree of elimination. We tend to talk a lot about trees, don't we? Yggdrasil, the tree of life, the world tree, blah, 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 blah. That's because trees are stable. And this one, you will have truth, you will have revelation, and you will have understanding. Remember what I said, reclaiming those little past fragments, that's what leads to this. You will understand them. You won't look at them and go, initially you may look at them and go, come on, that old thing. But there is truth and there is understanding, there is also revelation in there. It's going to be your Dagon moment, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, right here in the spiritual, no less, you're going to be a little bit introverted, but you're going to be seeking some self-knowledge right there. you're going to have to go back to what spiritually fulfills you as well. They are beautiful places, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful places inside. Beautiful places within those memories, even some of the worst ones. And they will guide you in directions you never thought possible. Alright, so let's finish this off. We have Fehu, Thurisaz again, and Soilo. Now, the abundance that you currently have, this is what you're going to struggle with. It looks to me like you're striving for that abundance, but abundance of what? Again, remember Anakin. If you're really attached to the idea of, I just don't want to have to worry about anything anymore, take it from me, you're always going to worry. It's about what? What kind of abundance of energy or abundance of anything? Think about that for a minute. What kind of abundance will keep you, or do you think will keep you from constantly struggling? Pause and think about that for a minute. Now that you're back. The Sawilla rune. Enlightenment. This is really what you should be striving for, an abundance of. The more enlightened you are, the more that you can enlighten others. And so Willow, I've noticed, is a lightning-shaped rune. I saw lightning last night. We did have a little bit of a thunderstorm, not too bad, but on my way home, I saw a flash of it. And it lit up everything as though it were daytime. Even if only it was a brief flash, for that brief moment I could see everything. Whereas it had been dark before. So what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is by letting go of all the anxiety, all the negativity, that flash of light may be brief, but it will be exactly what you need. And I think that is the absolute best summary I can give this. I know it took a long time to get there, but it's going to be a big weekend. And there's so much detail in there that we need to understand it. And of course my summary oversimplifies it. But I know if you've stuck around and you've watched this, you'll know as well as I do that's not just oversimplification. It's not time yet, buddy. Here, say hi to everybody. Daily Bub. There we go. There we go. He's up in my lap now. Yeah. He wants attention right now, but... Or maybe he just wants food. He has been absolutely wrecking my crystal grid like every couple hours these days. Don't know what his deal is. Now he's trying to get to the ribbon in my box. That's not good. Okay. So I need to get him under control. In the meantime, just know a few things. I love you all. This weekend I want you to take care of yourselves and each other, and hey, come hang out on the stream with us on YouTube. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. I hope to see you there. Maybe we'll enlighten each other together. maybe we'll let go of all the tension and the anxiety and just have a cup of tea, just a bunch of friends chatting and talking. How about that? That'd be a good idea? I think it would be. So, join us, won't you? Always do what lights you up. And as always, my friends, even if it's only for a couple of seconds, shine on.